This was it. Alonso versus Vettel. In under 2 hours, one of these men would take his third title. Hamilton protected his line from Button. Alonso got away well. Vettel dropped back, but Massa surged through and up into second. Button wasn't happy to follow the Ferrari for long. And Raikkonen was in trouble further back. But it was even worse for Vettel. Contact with Senna turned him round 180 degrees. He was struck again and dropped to the back. To the delight of Alonso's supporters. It was quite an impact. Senna and Perez were out on the spot, and Vettel was lucky to keep going. Webber came back at Massa. But it was Alonso that reaped the benefits. With the Ferrari in a podium position, Vettel had to stage a comeback. Fernando was clearly on a push. But with the track getting more slippery, this mistake dropped him behind Hülkenberg. The rain was getting worse. And Grosjean couldn't keep it on track. There'd been so much action, and it was only lap 8. Hamilton led Button and Hülkenberg. Then there was quite a gap to Alonso and Massa. Kobayashi had visible damage, but guess who fought back to take 8th from Rosberg? Hamilton's last race for McLaren had started well, but now things weren't going to plan. Button snatched the lead from him. The rain got heavier and several drivers had switched to the Inters. Both McLaren and Ferrari prepared for their cars. It wasn't a slick stop for Hamilton. Alonso joined him on the Inters. And Vettel also ditched the dries. Sebastian soon closed on his teammate. But Webber wasn't going to make his life difficult. Massa was just as obliging. Alonso was now up into 4th. Adrian Newey inspected the damage to Vettel's car. There was little the team could do, but could he make it to the end? The top two hadn't pitted, and as the track dried out, it looked like the right decision. Hülkenberg took pole here in 2010. Now he took the lead of the race from Button. Alonso began to struggle on his dry tyres, and before long there was debris to negotiate as well.
There is too much debris on the track. It's a safety car situation.
Understood.
A puncture for Rosberg had ruined his race, and the safety car had to come out. Hulkenberg switched his mediums for the hard tyres, as did Button. They rejoined where they left off, at the front of the field. Lap 25, and you could feel the tension. Force India remained confident despite their lead being wiped out by the safety car. With the track clear, Hulkenberg pulled away from the McLarens, but it was three abreast in the battle for fifth. Kobayashi jumped Vettel and Webber dropped right back. Hamilton wanted to win this race and had no problem disposing of his teammate to climb up to second. Kobayashi might have lost his seat at Sauber, but he hadn't lost his fighting spirit, and he relegated Alonso to fifth. Hulkenberg had a clear lead. Hamilton put some air between himself and Button, but there was no way Fernando would sit back behind Kamui. It was nail-biting stuff. Massa ran with a helmet inspired by the one used by his father. He certainly was on better form this weekend and launched ahead of Vettel. Raikkonen took on Schumacher. Two former champions were side by side. Michael wasn't going to rest on his laurels, even if this was his last race. Lap 48 and Hamilton was rapidly catching Hulkenberg, until a slide for the Force India made Lewis's life a bit easier. But Nico set off in hot pursuit of the McLaren once again. An off-track excursion for Kimi provided some light relief. At least he was able to put his rallying experience to good effect. Force India really did have good pace. Hulkenberg had reeled in Hamilton and hoped to take advantage through the back markers. But that wasn't going to help anybody. Their joy soon turned to despair. Vettel had just stopped for the mediums. The rain increased, and 2 laps later he was back for the inters. But his mechanics were not ready. With a broken radio as well, could anything else go wrong? The rain was back. Dry tyres were not what Alonso needed, but as things stood, he would be champion. He just had to keep it on track. It was too risky. He changed to the inters and rejoined fourth behind his teammate. Hulkenberg was given a drive-through for taking Hamilton out, and that gifted Alonso one more place. Lewis had been gunning for victory, but this was not how he had hoped to say goodbye to McLaren. Massa did not hinder his teammates' progress. Fernando was now second. The conditions deteriorated, but Vettel's outlook was getting brighter. He passed Schumacher for 6th. Alonso's only chance now was to win the race. Fernando carefully picked his way through back markers. While Petrov made a crucial move on Peak for 12th that would pay dividends. As the leaders started the penultimate lap, Di Resta aquaplaned out of a point-scoring position and effectively ended the race. His wrecked car was in a dangerous place, and the safety car came back out. It denied Alonso the opportunity to go for the win he so desperately needed. With Vettel lying 6th, the agonising wait was over. Their faces said it all. A roller coaster race ended behind the safety car, and the positions remained the same. Button was victorious, but with Alonso second, Vettel had snatched the title by just 3 points.
You're the world champion! You're the triple world champion, Sebastian Vettel! You are the man! You're a triple world champion!
Red Bull could barely believe it. Alonso couldn't have done anything more. Hulkenberg clung on to 5th. Schumacher scored for the first time since Monza, but Vettel's achievement eclipsed them all.
I'm really proud of all the guys in the team. I'm proud of what we have achieved. It's really not possible to find the right words. Being in the position that I am now and having won three times in a row. It's, when I was a young boy, it was not even there for dreaming. I was dreaming to drive a Formula 1 car, and now I'm standing here. I don't know what to say. I don't find the right words.
Clinching that third title in a race like this